Did they raise the dead, heal the sick and wounded, destroy their enemy with but a wave of their hand?
We're here today with Christopher Judge, most commonly or most popularly known for his role as Teal'c in Stargate SG-1. Welcome to Black Sci-Fi TV.
Hey, good to be here, brother. Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about BlackSci-Fi.com. We like to talk about the inspiring and the imagination. So can you talk a little bit about what inspires you? I know you're writing right now on a new TV series.
Right.
Can you talk about a little bit about that and any advice you would have for people that watch on how to access that inspiration?
Right. You know, I think really what inspires me is my children. I think what I really strive to do is, besides put food on the table for them and put a roof over their heads, you know, is really to do things that make them proud of me, you know, and the things that I guess really matter to me, I want to put it out there so that it's not as accessible to my kids and it's accessible to everybody, you know, and I think that's kind of really what drives me.
On the internet there's chatter about you working on a new series, and it involves angels and demons and all those kind of things. Can you talk about it?
It's called Rage of Angels, and I actually wrote it the week that I found out that Stargate got canceled. And my first meeting to pitch it was with MGM, and they bought it in the room. And I was very fortunate because that usually buries a project forever. And the Stars Network I had met with after MGM, and they actually bought it from MGM, so they kept it alive. And then there's a whole regime change at Stars, and Chris Albrecht, the guy basically who was the architect of HBO, is now their president, and he's been nothing but supportive, and has really just said, hey, make it as big as you want, do whatever you want, and he kind of just lets you go.
Can you give us a little bit of the storyline?
Sure. Well, basically, in a nutshell, Gabriel comes to Earth to begin the tribulations, and so it's dark and dirty but realistic, and it's not going to be something you can watch with your young kids, though. It's not going to be as family friendly as Stargate. But what it does do is we try to amalgamate a lot of different beliefs. As far as religious, spiritual, all that, and we kind of throw it all into the pot, and what we want to do is get people talking, because, you know, when we were young, what did we come up with? You don't talk about politics, you don't talk about sex, you don't talk about religion, and look where that's gotten us. And I think what we need to do is open this dialogue so that we understand each other's beliefs, and then you can start working towards some sort of peace in this world, you know, because the way it's headed now, man, you know, something needs to be done.
Definitely.
So.
And then, you know, as you said that, I'm just thinking, you know, you've had a long career with Stargate, and before that, you've done some drama. You in House Party, I remember that.
Right.
And do you feel that science fiction or this genre gives you a little more of a freedom to say things politically that you couldn't in a drama?
Certainly. Well, the great thing about sci-fi also, I mean, you look at the landscape of television. You know, Boris has a show on now. You got Todd LL on NCIS. You have, you know, a few other brothers here and there. But where do you see most brothers? In sci-fi, because you can make a brother heroic, you know, and, you know, Hollywood has been very reluctant to do that through the course of Hollywood history, anyway, and because sci-fi is not only written and produced generally by people who are more open-minded, but the fans of sci-fi are more diverse, more open-minded, more willing to accept what we already know anyway, like how heroic we are, but the portrayal of that has been slow in coming in Hollywood, you know, and the sci-fi genre is the one place where it's always kind of permeated the entire genre, you know. So I really prefer to work in this genre, not only because of the freedom that it allows you, but because of how willing the audience is to accept all ideas, you know, and it's not bound by any color lines, any religious lines, none of that mess that is so pervasive throughout the rest of well, let's face it, through broadcast television, you know, and to have that, this genre, and have it with a company, Stars, who is willing to air this, first of all, and willing to let it be what it is, you know, I've just been blessed, man.
Can you give any advice to our viewers out there on what they should do to be creative or to inspire their own imagination? Well,
definitely, and everything you do in life is fodder, especially if you're a writer, is fodder for your next creative endeavor. So, you know, don't just go through life, you know, not being aware of everything around you. You know, to take things in, experiences to really celebrate and live your life. That is what I guess. I mean, as a writer, writers are limited by their lack of life experience. That's what limits writers, and then they have to, everything has to be fictionalized. When you go through a lot of different experiences, all your writing is organic, it comes from a real place, you know, and that's pretty much the advice I can give. Like, really live your life, man. Do some things, jump out of your comfort zone, you know. Go to a different country, go to a different church, go to whatever that is for you, to get outside of your area, your realm of comfort. That's what it is, and that's what will feed you.
Okay, thank you very much for being on Black Sci-Fi TV. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And much success.